what's going on? Tim gonna show how to make virtual beats for Pretty Fun, like his newest album, FunHouse Deluxe. Let's get straight into it. I bet. So Pretty Fun just dropped his like a few weeks ago, like a month ago I think, around at this point. And yeah, bro, the beats on that are super fire. So we're gonna be doing something like that today. The first like layer in this beat, it's these 3 synths that I layered together. This first synth right here is called Slenderman. These are all from my Exorcist serum bank, by the way. So this, and then this piano, and then another synth right here. So I layered all these 3. This is the chord progression I did. It's just this repeat. First off, this like A sharp repeats the entire time. I just changed the top line and then the bass line to go. There's just the bass line right here. So I'll play what that sounds like without effects, and then I'll show you what it sounds like with the effects added onto it to make it a little bit more cool and like ambient. Yeah, that's what that sounds like. And then I brought all those to 3. And on track 3 or mixer track 3, there's cymatic illusions, rift, and then fast distortion to add some high end, and EQ, and then shaper box, which is like cutting at the end, so it has more of that like choppy feeling. And by the way, the rift preset is this drone affiliate one. Then I just exported that out and I chopped it up a little bit more, but all I did was just like repeat stuff and then grabbed this and pulled it back so it was more choppy, because what the rift did is added that like reverb onto it, and it didn't have that choppy feeling anymore. So after that, I did end up writing it to a track again, and I did vocodex to get like a cool vocoder feeling, and that sounds like this. Yeah, that's how it sounds like with the effects and everything on it. Then this is just that pitch down octave. Nothing too crazy there. Then I added this vocal chop. This is from one of my own kits though. It's a vocal chop from Hosu from our kit together, Transcend. So you all can get that if you want. Pretty sure it's free. So it's just one of those vocal chops from the kit. Add some effects onto that, an EQ, loop rater, and then vocodex again. And then shaper box, I'm doing that same thing to make it a little bit more choppy, and it's on 1/8 right down here. Here's how it sounds like. Pretty simple, cool vocal chop. Then there was a tail, as you can see, there's this tail right here. So I chopped that up and then repeat it and then pitch it up an octave and added some flanges onto it. And that's how I got this. But there's this pluck pattern. I posted this on my reels, and I think there was a guy asking in the comments like how I get the like effects on this. So I'll show you what it sounds like dry. It's pretty boring dry. So yeah, there's just that simple pluck pattern. It's the bass line right here, and then just these like notes on top that just repeat the entire time. But then I sent that to track 1, and for effects I did loop rater, shaper box 3 with this preset from a Kersey kit, shout out Kersey, and then spaced out to make it ambient, and then OTT to boost that and compress it. And altogether that's what those effects sound like on the plug. Then there's this layer called Laser, again from the Exorcist kit. It's a one shot. Literally just a laser sound. It's kind of weird, but it's cool. I had autochrome on that. Then this lead from Serum. This is the Never Quit lead, and I just laid on this pretty simple pattern. It's this, and then basically the same thing, but I dragged this note back a little bit and add an F, and then down to this A sharp, and then this just repeats, and then that repeats again, and then the third time, the only thing I changed is I bring this A sharp up to a D sharp, and then that's literally just copied over here. I originally had this pattern right here, and I copied it over because I didn't want to lose it, but I thought it was too complicated. So I made this new pattern, and then this pattern doesn't even get used in the beat. So like a cool ambient layer in the background. This has loop raider and autochrome on it. And then there's just one more pluck pattern. This doesn't even have any like effects on it. That delay is built in, but there's flanges. And then lead. And the way I'm sliding this, because it is a one shot, is I'm going into this like wrench knob and I'm turning on the slide. It's under polyphony. You turn on mono and then slide. And it's pretty simple. It's just a D sharp and then these just like slide around up top. And yeah, that's like all the melody sounds. So I'll play what they sound like all together. Also added a bass later, but it's just pretty simple. It's a bass. And yeah, here's what all the melody sounds sound like together. After that, moving on to the drums. The first drum sound here is from a Diego kit. It's this 808, and the pattern sounds like this. And this hi-hat pattern. It's like a one step with some rolls, and then I add flanges, then a clap pattern. White noise sound from the J Deconstructed kit. Open hats. Snare. Another snare. And yeah, that's the entire beat. So I'll play all the drums sound like together. They're pretty simple, I'd say. Just like basic underground drums. Here's what they sound like. And yeah, it's basically the whole beat. In terms of arrangement, I have these sounds playing. This layer comes in later. This pluck comes out. This lead comes in a little bit later. The bass it would be here. I just deleted it, I think. And yeah, that's the whole beat. Took out some sounds for the verse. Melody sounds, took those out for the verse. Pitched down the vocal an octave for this section of the verse. And yeah, man, that's the whole beat. I'm gonna play what it sounds like. Make sure to go get my Exorcist here in Make Band. We already have like a few orders on that, man. Y'all fuck with the kit. Tons of demo orders, so I'm glad y'all fucking with that too, because it's actually a really big demo on this kit. I gave y'all like 200 sounds in the demo, man. So if you want to just check it out and get some fire sounds for free, you can get the demo. If not, go get the kit, man. There's 500 certain presets. There's what the full beat sounds like.